The names that built this program are legendary. Lewis, Taylor, Reed, Portis, Kosar, Testaverde. And it is with reverence, respect, and excitement that we welcome you to Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes. Maybe you need a little caffeine, or maybe the sheer energy of this matchup will keep you wide awake, as we know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. As we'll see, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on the #1 team in the land, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Notre Dame Fighting Irish offense heads onto the field for the first possession of this game. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
And how... Go, this is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, and they get the ball back, but that's just going to make it much tougher on this drive.
Yeah, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
He uncorks one deep. He's got it. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
Talking to this coaching staff, they felt they had matchups in the passing game that they could win, and they wanted to test this defense and see if they could take the top off. Well, you saw it right there. Opening drive of the game, they're being aggressive, they're taking a shot, and they come up with a big one. And trust me, fellas, they're going to keep taking those shots because they've got some dudes outside.
Going up top on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. He'll do it himself. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Irish!
And that's why this offense loves these design quarterback runs. They're just trying to scheme a way to allow this guy to get into the second level of the defense, because they know if he gets there, he can make people miss, he can hit the Jets, and he's gone.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner goes down. The Hurricane offense will get its first crack at it now. You know, yards figure to be hard to come by through the air, but some quarterbacks, Jesse, just love to go at the star corner.
Yeah, and this guy's got confidence. He's not afraid to go at anybody, but he better be careful because this cornerback is one of the best in the nation.
One of the best, no doubt. And I think they will trust him on defense to make plays. So you got to make a decision. Is my guy good enough to beat him on the outside?
He's going for it all. Makes the grab along the left sideline for the huge gain. That kind of play is just vintage Hurricane receiver play.
I mean, big-time playmakers on the outside. The list is long for Miami, but finding those elite speedsters down in the state of Florida, it's not a hard job.
And the quarterback is sacked. There are penalty flags down, but this might be doubly bad for the offense. I think the penalty might be on them. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down.
Nice job in coverage there. Offense trying to take a shot downfield. The defender able to tip that one up in the air and force it incomplete.
So on their first drive of the game, they're going to roll the dice a little bit and go for it on fourth down in their own territory. Unloads to the wideout. Finds his man enough for the first. And they get him out of bounds, but not before a sizable pickup on that one. And the Canes are rolling down the field. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Looking for the score. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane. Getting set for the point after. Right down the middle. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here come the Irish back on offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
They'll leave it with him. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Notre Dame right back to the line. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Oh, picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. He's at the 10. He steps out of bounds, but not only does he get the ball back, what a return to set up his offense.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There was a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
The Hurricanes have it in scoring position on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Second and goal coming up. Tries again to get it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Canes. Lining up to add another. And the PAT gives him a 14-7 lead. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. You're not getting him on the ground, still on his feet. He gets it up to the 35 before he's guided out of bounds. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. What kind of man is this free safety? Abandoning all responsibilities, and somehow he's rewarded for it. Oh, he was a lucky, lucky player there.
And you know what you do with coaches on the sideline? They quickly show you the iPad, and they're like, hey, what were you doing right here? Next time, if you don't get him on the ground, you're going to be in big trouble. But he got him on the ground. That's all that matters.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And the defense gets to the quarterback. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Slips through the line. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Wow, the Canes are known for big-time playmakers. Tough physical running is part of it, too.
Yeah, you got to be able to have a team that not just is about sizzle, and we've seen so many Miami teams about sizzle, but some substance with some physicality, the run game.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. After the 9-yard pickup on 1st down, here's 2nd and 1. They'll try the toss to the left. And the Canes get enough for the 1st down.
Well, short yardage situation, they decide to go with the toss play. And nice job up front, getting a little bit of push. That's all they needed to get that first.
Leaves it with the back. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the 1st quarter. While we're only through 1, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the 2nd. Kept it on the ground on 1st down, now back to the line. The give to the back. They'll make the stop, and he gets 4 on the play. Ball's at the 25. Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. To the ground to try to pick up the 1st. And the Hurricanes will move the sticks.
This is one of the top 10 offenses in the nation in getting 1st downs. To do that, you got to have downs. You can't always throw for it on 3rd down. You've got to be able to run it as well. And they've got a dude in the...
Headed to the end zone. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Miami! And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. So that's a 60-yard touchdown drive. And it was capped with an explosive 22-yard run. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here come the Irish back on offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what...
Looking deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. How about that blocking up front and that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, Dave?
And the big boys up front doing their job, opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Looking for a productive play on first down. On the run, it's Morrison. Pretty good job of running to get two there to the 32.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job on the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
Just a savvy, veteran, productive run from this junior.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge game? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Power football with the run. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. It's 3rd down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Trying to pick up a first down. They try to get it outside on the left. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. And it comes as absolutely no surprise. The offense will stay on the field and go for it on 4th and inches. Fighting off the defender. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
Yeah, at this point of the drive, 4th down and inches in your opponent's territory, you're trying to get into field goal range. You're just going to run the football. You're going to try to be more physical at the line of scrimmage. They were right there.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for him.
And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this 3rd and short, they're still thinking touchdown. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And that pass is intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, obviously it's raining here in this game, and ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
They'll throw it on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Davis. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. This will likely be the last play of the half. Trying to find his man on first down. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, who's got a better seat there in South Florida than you? A captivating start to this one. Talk about a first half from that dude out of the backfield. He's been a total game changer. And how many top plays moments have we seen on missed tackles alone? Video game moves from one of the shiftiest players in all of college football. With that said, let's send it back to the guys in the shadows of South Beach.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. Notre Dame will kick it off to start the second half. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but Decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
And those little chunks keep annoying the crud out of you when you're on defense. It's just putting them in easy situations, chewing up 4 to 6 yards at a pop like that. Put you in a bad situation as a defensive coordinator. What do I call? Either way, priority number one, you got to stop the run.
The big pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 1. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. From the 36, a 3rd down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Well, this guy's been eating them alive all game long. Finally, though, David, you wonder if the defense has been able to make some adjustments, find something positive to help slow this guy down.
Hey, baby steps, right? That's a tackle for a loss. I know he's got over a hundo on the game, but this defense is definitely going to have to be more aggressive, commit more guys to stopping that bad man.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. His drive was clicking along, but now it's 2nd and 14. He had to fight for a couple down to the 33. 9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. They'll try to get outside. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
Well, I don't think the defense was expecting run on that one. They were all back in coverage expecting pass, and here's the running back. He breaks through the line of scrimmage, and they just didn't rally fast enough to the football, and they make the tackle short of the first down marker, but there's a good chance they're going to be staying on the field here on 4th down.
Offense getting set for first down. Looking for room, it's Sims. Discards a man. And he's brought down after a solid gain, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. Running back searching for a hole. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running the football. Everything is going according to plan right now. They've been able to stay on the field. They've put some nice plays together back to back to back, and they're bleeding the clock. This is exactly what you practice for situations like this. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Hurricane! They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. UTSA delivered the knockout flow early in this one, en route to the type of win that can turn some heads there in the American. Trust me when I say the party is on in San Antonio. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. This Hurricane defense has been an impenetrable wall all day, not moving an inch against these guys.
And it's a complete effort.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And when I got a stud quarterback like they do, I'm going to protect him. I'm going to make sure that I keep him upright because he can do some serious damage. But this defense applying pressure and applying the hammer in this football game.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
This offensive line is not going to like watching the film back tomorrow when they get the opportunity because they have gotten beat time and time again up front, especially in passing situations. All of the hits, all of the sacks that this quarterback has taken is the biggest reason why they're going to lose this game.
Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They'll try the right side. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. They'll stop him at the 46 after a 5-yard pickup.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They get him on the ground, but it's a 1st down.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing, you need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure.
Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Cade. And the beatdown has ensued. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in Week 3.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
And the returner will be brought down. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. It has been a rather forgettable day that's finally coming to a close, David.
Yeah, it's been an awful day. I mean, just not functioning well on offense, defense giving up a lot of points. This is a day, Palmer, they'll like to forget.
Yeah, you're going to find out a lot about their character right now. Obviously, not what they hoped this would be, and that's demoralizing for a lot of these kids that have worked really hard in practice all week. But at this point here, you're just trying to prove to your coaching staff that you're not going to quit.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
The Irish send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the returner will be knocked down. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes if you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring.
And he makes the catch inside the 25. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down. That big play flipped the field. Now they go to work from just outside the red zone. Coming after him. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this
a shot toward the end zone. Throw toward the end zone. Picked off right at the goal line. And is slipped out. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff, I don't know what you could ask for your guys to do better. I think the challenge now for this team is going out next week and trying to play with the same type of intensity and the same level of execution.
Well, Jesse, it's easy to look good on the field when you look that good in your unit. Like when you look that good coming off the bus. Those dudes are good. This is a great team, and they proved it. Just domination from start to finish.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.